Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 19th. This week, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. But let's see what we have going on for you at this time. And yeah, very interesting. So you start with the Nine of Hearts, getting something you wish for, getting something you want. This could also be something from a long distance away as well, affecting you. Could be a long distance relationship, not necessarily love. Could be kids, partner, pretty much anybody that could be traveling or could be far away or something. So those types of people who are far away from you could be on your mind at this time. And yeah, it's a good card. Card of getting something you wish for, card of getting something you want at this time. Definitely one of my favorites, so I like to see that. Next, Seven of Hearts, thinking about your roots. I feel like a lot of you are thinking about where you are at this time, location-wise. And so again, maybe you are thinking about a long distance, like you want to move or go to a new location at this time. Especially with that Pisces new moon that we just had, you could be definitely thinking about new locations, going to new places and all this other stuff. This is a card of setting down your roots. So again, you might be thinking about setting down your roots at somewhere, or you could be going back to your roots. And of course, with the retrograde, you could just be, the retrograde coming up, you could just be thinking about, anything from the past, something from the past, something from your, where you come from, basically. Next, you have the Ten of Spades, card of travel. So again, there's like a ton of travel here, I would say. Even, again, you have the King of Hearts, which I call the card of the home. So, and it's also a card of returns to me as well. So you definitely have a lot of this returning energy. Ten of Spades is a card that's sometimes called the ship, represents traveling, going to new locations, doing new things, could even represent new jobs, new businesses. It's kind of like a transformation card, kind of like a death card as well, some sort of transformation coming in for you at this time. Next, you have the Eight of Clubs. Just looking, I feel like you are looking at all the work that you've been doing over the past many years. I do feel like a lot of people will be doing that at this time. I think what people are trying to do is just put together everything. Very confusing past like 8 years or so, I think, for people. I think, because I think it's like we've all been led in a bunch of different directions all at once. And so everybody's like, trying to figure out, like, does it add up to anything? So, like, let's say you're trying to start a business. This is like a card of like, starting one business and starting something else and starting something else, and then maybe you went back to school for something else, and it's like a card of jumping around. But I think that soon, over the next few years, we are going to see how all the things that we've been doing and learning are going to help us out greatly in the future. So even if you feel like you've been learning random stuff or whatever, I feel like it will be very helpful in the future. Again, King of Hearts, card of returns. For some of you, this could be love again. It is a card of love. It is a card of long distance relationships as well. So there's more of that type of energy coming up here. But for you, I feel like it's representing returns at this time, just because you have so much returning energy. So this retrograde could be very powerful for you. Could have a lot of stuff coming back. I do think it would be a good time to work on those things from the past as well. So if any past ideas come back, I think it would be a good time for you to work on those projects, maybe even projects from the past. It could be a great time to finish them up or fix them up and things like that. People always ask me, like, is it okay to work on things during a retrograde? And I always tell people, you can't stop life. We have to do something. We have to move forward. So, don't let a retrograde stop you. I've started so many things under retrograde. I always say it every retrograde. I've started so many projects under retrograde. I've finished projects under retrograde. I've started tons of different stuff under retrogrades. Never had a problem. Just, dot your, I almost just said dot your T's and cross your I's, right? So make sure to do that and you will be fine. Next, you will have the Jack of Spades here. Jack of Spades is a card of being curious and exploring things, which I think you should do. I feel like you had this message last week. And again, I think it's about things from the past. So if you have people come back from the past, ideas, thoughts, businesses, jobs, even if you're retired, if you have ideas of investing or anything like that, now would be the time for you to explore. And with all the energy in Capricorn, I think it's important for all Earth signs to make sure to explore and to look into ideas that they have and to study things this year, more importantly. For you, I do feel like it has a lot to do with friends. So a lot of you could be thinking about friends from the past, friends that you've lost, friends that you've gained, all this stuff. So you could be thinking about that, but mostly I think you're just trying new things at this time. Very interesting week. Like I said, kind of like an in-between week for you is what I would call it, but I do think it's going to be good and probably bring up a lot of good ideas. So I like to see that. So thank you and enjoy your week.